Hello, if you made it through the intro and the teach, you're finally at round one. So congratulations. This is the expansion we're going to be doing. Just as a very, very quick reminder, again, Southeast United States. This is the free map that I've been working on the most, and we're going to go through and play this tonight. So if you're looking for the rules, go ahead and hit the last video. Otherwise, we're going to get going. So we're going to do solo map, and we're going to go through and do the medium difficulty, which will be Reginald's budget of 6. The assist budget will be 3 if he wants to help us out, which doesn't happen too often. We're going to play with all the rules, the expansion rules, and we're going to go. So first round, we don't roll for Xavier because we're not on the hard mode. And we have a 1, 2, and a 4. So we'll go through, and I think what we'll end up doing is we will, not really a great start. And also company 1, I can't do a short line because I don't own anything. I can't give it to Reginald yet either. So I think we'll give Reginald the 2. So we'll give him the southern line. So we'll go here, here, here. We'll give him 3 shares. He invested in them. Southern is company 2. They can go to any of those spots. I think what I want to do is make him go this way. Even though it's toward Atlanta, I don't really want to have him go north yet. And I have a little bit of time before he takes that 3 track. So we'll do that. As for me, I'm going to take company 4. I'm only going to get 1 share. Oops, forgot to give him an engine. Give me an engine. Mark this off because that was that round. I get a share. Company 4, Seaboard Airline. I'm going to go through and start building toward Atlanta right away. That's first turn. Second turn. So this is where we end up checking to see which rounds we flip for the bot flip. So we'll do that first. So 1, so it'll be this round, 3rd and 4th. So we're going to roll because this is the turn where we flip the pot order. Black die is Reginald, and then we pick Xavier. So we got the 2 for Reginald. He's going to go first. He has he's in that company now, so he's going to elect to. We'll do his part of the script. He has 2 engine and 2 destination or 2 service capacity. So we're going to build him out twice. We will send him this way. And we mark the O, so he's set. He doesn't need engine, he's good. Our turn. So right now we have company 4. I'd like to do a little bit of synergy with 3. So Xavier, we will give him a 4, which will give us a president bonus and a bit. For company 3, we're going to take 3 shares, and that'll put us here. So I get another engine, so we're up to 3 engines on the track there. 3 gets the free build. I want to go to Norfolk right away because I don't want to get shut out. I also really don't want to connect up to 2 and give him some space, even though it wouldn't be a lot. He would still, Reginald would be able to connect that way. So I'm going to try to avoid that. So we did our engine, we did our route, we did that too. All right, so 3rd turn. We don't have to change the order up, so it'll be normal. Xavier will be the black die. He has a 1. He doesn't get to do anything because it's company 1 and he's not president of the company. When that happens, if a player can't do anything, if they're not the president, what they end up doing is give me a minute because it's always, this part's a little bit tricky. Sorry, I just want to make sure I get it right because I went a little bit back and forth on the bot part of this. A bot cannot execute a lease track action unless it's president of at least one company. However, they may still assign a pass to company one under normal rules. So for Xavier, because we aren't re-rolling this, we'll give him a pass. I will definitely put that bolder in the rules because I had to, again, that part, like I said, the lease lines are a little tricky with the bots. So given that, we end up picking out our script for Reginald. We'll have him do an actual short line with the 1. So he will put his mark there. He will try building his company closer to work out the investment task and the pass task. Oh no. And he's going to try the closest one to Atlanta. There's nothing really close that way. There's nothing really stopping me there. Given that, he will go the next way down his thing, a segment that connects to any one of his company networks. Again, there's nothing really there yet. Nothing that connects to mine. Segment that I'll connect to an off map. So he will build this out, or he'll reserve this now. So he may end up starting company 6, and if he does, he can use that to trace a route. That was probably the safest thing to do until this is built up over here. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to go through and get some shares in company 2 for myself. I want to keep him at bay. So the 6 gives me 2 shares, 1 for 2, 1 for 3. I could empty 2 capital reserve to go through and try to get another share, but I don't think it's worth it. So, so there's that round. 4th turn. Reginald's going to go for the 4. He can't do anything with 4 because he doesn't have a share. So he's going to do a sanction pass. Marks off as a P. Tanks my company value some, but also makes shares cheaper for everybody. Kind of sucks. From there, we have the 1, 4, and the 6. I could buy a share in a leased company if I wished, which might be worth doing to get around company 4 here. I do want to try to get to Atlanta, and this is a shortcut, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that for my turn, and I'm going to use the 4 to do that. The 6 goes to Xavier, so he'll start off this route right away. Or is it right away? Yes, he does. Can't believe I'm actually forgetting this. Hold on real quick. I want to make sure I get this right. Yep, so he gets to do the build. I always forget that. So 6, he's going to build north because that's the cheapest track. He's going to take that engine. So there's that. The 1 and the 4, so I was going to go through, get a share, and I'm going to go and claim this for myself. This way as well, because it doesn't count as a connection, this doesn't trigger a hub by anybody. So as long as I can get down to that spot, I can cut over to Atlanta. The one thing I want to make sure that I do is try to connect to 4 or try to block them off. If they go 4 builds here next, I can go through and build there and build a hub and cut them off. So the hub play on this map is definitely a little more involved. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we did that. All right, another flipped round. Xavier's going to do the 4. Or excuse me, Reginald's going to do a 4. He can't do anything with it again, so he's really making my life hard. Since so on a sanctioned pass, he can't do it again because there's a blacked out share. He's going to pass. For Xavier, I think I want him in on. Oops, looks like I forgot to do an investment task here. I should mark this off too. 3, 6, 7, 10. All right, we're good. So I'm going to throw him here because I want the presidential bonus. And so that leaves the 2 and the 1. I could do another short line if well, nope, I can't do a short line because I don't have enough to pay for it. So 2 and 1, I can go in company 2 and monkey around with them. And I think what I want to do is we're going to operate them, and we're going to keep going to Atlanta. I know that'll bounce them eventually, but hopefully not right away. Turn 6. Oops. Had my little thing there. Turn 6. So it's normal. So Xavier's a 5. So now we have the Louisville National set up. Cheapest track is this way. Doesn't go to a city, doesn't go anywhere else, so that's a 5. Or 5 goes to there. For Reginald, we have the 3, the 4, and the 5. 4, we could have him pass again, but that would just hurt. 3, he would start getting shares, but that would kick the presidential bonus up, and he can only get 2 shares. Or company 5, he could go in and spend a little more time. Oop, I forgot to give them their engine. Or on 5, I could have him go through and start that up. And I'm not really a fan of that because he's going to try building a little bit toward this way. So I think maybe dumb, but I'm going to take the 4 and have him invest in it. So he gets the 2 shares, that up to 6. And then, and that was for company 3. So company 4, I can use 5 pips. And I'm going to go through and see if I can get, we'll go this way and hope that 4 doesn't do a build soon. There's that turn. We're going to do the final, turn it around, add this in here to kind of keep some of the background different, but I think we're safe. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so we marked that off. Xavier has a 2, so there that. So we pick Reginald. Reginald, we could give him another short line, which I still want to have something just in case something fizzles out over here. So I don't really want to give him that. I also don't really want to give him company 6, but on the flip side, company 6 is sort of not doing anything right now. So I'm going to give him that. We'll give him a 6. Which leaves me with a 6 and a 1. And so again, I'm sort of doing a speed run tonight. I could do a company or a capital reserve and bounce the 1 to a 2. I could do a capital reserve and bounce it to a 6. I could bounce a 6 to a 5 and start 5 and actually get a share in it. Yeah, let's try that. So we're going to turn a 6 to a 5. We're just going to get 1 share. Still not president of it because Xavier's president first. But I get in there. So we'll see how that goes. So that's the first round. We're going to score it up real quick. Presidency for company 1. Reginald has 1. I have 1 for $1 a piece for both of us. let's see here. Reginald has 3 shares. I have 2. Xavier has 1. It has a 2 engine for company 2. They're only going there, so it's $2. Presidency is 8. So 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 8 is 14. And then 1 times 2 is 2. Company 3. I'm president of that one with 3. Xavier has 1. Reginald has 2. Company 3, and also 2, none of the companies have made it to their destinations yet. So company 3 also has 2 to start, also has an 8 for the presidency. So somewhat of a wash. 14 for me, 4 for Reginald, and 2 for Xavier. Let's see here. Company 4. So here's where the buried share ends up going. I have 1. Xavier has 1. Company 4 hasn't made it to all the places they need to go yet, so only 2 right there. Somewhat ironically, for some reason, this whole time I thought that Company 4 was under somebody else's thing, so oops. So usually this would be worth 2. However, because of the black share, it's got a route value of 0. It doesn't go negative, but it definitely goes to 0. So the president's thing does hold for who's first. I was the first there. I get 4. Xavier gets 0. Louisville, still 2. Get the presidency there. This time Xavier gets it. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times, actually he gets 6 because he has the presidency. And then I have 2 times 1 for 2. And then Reginald has 3 shares. And Xavier has 1. And Illinois Central isn't really going anywhere. Still get the presidency bonus. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 4 is 10. 1 times 2 is 2. So, given all that, 19, 23, 25, 15, 19, 29, 4, 10, 12. And then I just throw them down here so I don't lose track of them. And that, my friends, is round 1. So not a bad start. A little slow. Takes a little bit of work to get going, but that is the first round. So I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here and move you to round 2 in a sec. Thank you. Okay, round 2, we're going to go through and we're going to see where we end up here in the Southeast map. So the intro part of the video, the game rules, first round are all before this. So if you want to follow along and catch up, go ahead and bounce there. But I'm just going to get started. So in this round, we're going to figure out for the bot flip when Reginald and Xavier switch. So Reginald is going to play in Xavier's spot in 3, 4, and 6. We didn't do at the end of the last round was figure out the opposition part where the bots get sort of a catch-up. So the companies that they're president. So Reginald is the president of Company 2, and they've built out. So he has an engine that's going to rust. He gets a free engine. And then he also gets a track if he's short. He's going to build to Atlanta, which means next time he's going to get the bonus because he is, I'm just going to mark it here a little bit. So he's going to get the +3. Company 3 I have. Company 4 I have. Company 5 is Louisville. They do not have an engine that's going to rust. And because they aren't short on track, they don't build out. They stay. Illinois Central is Reginald's, and he's going to have an engine that rusts, so he's going to get an engine himself. And then he's going to build out. He can go either this way or that way, to the north or to the east. Right now, I might try taking control of 5. And I really don't want to help him get to St. Louis, so we're going to build that way. So there's that. We have our script from the last end of the round. It takes care of the opponent maintenance, and we have our flip ready to go. So we're ready to go. Turn one. We'll mark it off here. Xavier goes, and he's here, so he's going to hold on to his presidency a little bit longer. And then we have a 1, 2, and a 4. So we could go through and give Reginald the shorts lease track. However, he would end up going this way. Not sure how I feel about that. On this map, mines are truly worth 0 because there's no company powers. So it would actually be a relatively safe play if I wanted to give up leverage later. Otherwise, he could build out Company 2, and if he did Company 2, he would build track, and he would go toward Norfolk and put his hub there. Other than that, Company 4 would be operations, and he would continue sandbagging it. So we're going to give him 2. We'll give him the 2 die. He will go, since he's already to Atlanta, he can't go past Atlanta. He's not going to go meet up here, so he's going to go that way, and he's going to put his hub there. That leaves me the 4 and the 1. I can use the 1 to do short track on my own. Not really feeling it, so I think we're going to actually build out Company 4. Or not build, yeah, we're going to add on to them. We might not do too well with them, but we're going to do that. So Company 2 is his. I'm going to cut him off so he can't complete his 3. And what I can, if I don't do that, I could cut him off here and get rid of his 3 that way. So he has, and I have Company 3. Keep on getting confused. So we're going to instead go here. So that's my 3 track, or 3 cost track. 3 blocks him. Think this through. Yeah, so I'm going to block 2. 2 can't get over to Atlanta anymore. They built their hub here. They built their hub here. Otherwise, they have, and they stop here. So that stops him, which is good for me. All right, and the leftover 1 doesn't matter. I suppose I will use a capital reserve and build to Atlanta. So I can, actually no. Hold on a minute. This is the 4. I already get to Atlanta if I go there. So I still have the 1 left. Or I really don't have many shares in that, so I don't want to help him out too much more. So we're going to leave it alone. All right, next round, or turn. Xavier, 3. And then we got 4, 4, 2. 4 would open up Reginald to potentially get shares and actually run for. Or I could let him operate Company 2. I'm going to let him operate Company 2. So they have connections to, or not connections, service capacities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're going to actually get an engine. Company 4 for me, I have 4 pips again. We'll do that. Grab that. I might be sinking a lot of extra work into this, but I really like that Atlanta run. If I can get to New Orleans at some point, again, it'll make up. So there's that. Turn 3. Whoa, went out of there. Turn 3. We got Xavier again adding on there. 6, 6, and 1. If I give Reginald the 6, he can build out Illinois Central, but then I could go and grab some shares, or at least a share. It's not a bad idea. Short line. I could do a short line and start building out track for company 4 to get around if I wanted them. I've got company 3, which is over here. And if I get company 3 set up, I can get down to Atlanta. I really need more shares in company 3. I don't want to give them another track for short line, so I'm going to let him do company 6. We'll let him operate. He's got 5-2, so he's going to build out 2, and then he can go either 3 that way or 3 to St. Louis. He's going to go to St. Louis because he gets more money. He operated. I can either do short line or I can get shares in 6. I think I'll get shares in 6. Actually, it would only be 1 share. I don't want to do this. I have 1 capital reserve left. I could get a share of company 2, which would make me even with him on something that's really, really popping right now. Ugh. So it's either 1 share in 6 or 1 share essentially in company 2, and it would also give him a higher presidency. But it would also maybe start taking him down. In the interest of time, we'll go through and oops, and I forgot to do the investment pass there earlier. So, all right, so I'll do another investment pass. So I'll get a short line. We'll go. Be nice to get around Atlanta at some point. Historically, there wasn't a route here, but it'd be nice to get around there. We'll go here. There's that. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Company 4. Reginald goes for where Xavier is. He is going to get his last short line. He's going to get something that's attached to his network, which he has company 2 and company 6. Company 6, he's going to go here. That's his turn. And then I got the 3, the 4, and the 6. So Xavier can hop in on here, or here, or here. And kind of weird that Xavier actually doesn't really have a presidency this game. Oh, he's got 5, but that ain't doing much. If I put him into Louisville, Nashville, because that's, oh, nope, that's 3 and 4. In case I get cold feet on 4, I'll give him Seaboard Airline. So that leaves me the 3 and the 6. 3 I could invest in some more, which makes sense. We'll do that. So the 3, I've got a 6. I'll go here. It sucks I can't get it to Atlanta yet. Tough builds. Definitely tough builds. So 3, I can get here, 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 here. I could do 1 track. I almost want to get an engine. That 6 is really good for getting something. Flip side, I could use the 6 and grab a couple or a share. Tough map. Not a lot of good options. I will go through and just build the track. And so 3 gets the operation, so there's that. Excuse me, turn 5. These guys flip. Reginald can't do anything. He's going to pass. That leaves 1, 2, and 3. Company 1 does not trigger a panic. That's also in the rules. So I can't assign Xavier to that one. And at this point, I can't assign anything to Company 1. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That could make this game short. So I can give Xavier 2. I can give him 3. 2 would put him up there. I don't want to help him on that coastline. If I do that, it makes us even, but kicks the presidency up. We'll do that. Which leaves me the 2 and the 1. Actually, you know what? We'll give him the 2 because I really want to share in 3. So we'll go there. There's that. I think we did. Yes, all right. So now normal turns. Xavier doesn't get to go anywhere. 4, 5, 5. Operations. And actually, Reginald's not in any of these. So, unfortunately, actually I can throw him at 5. If I throw him at 5, it doesn't hurt me as much. So he's going to do a sanction pass. Xavier would get penalized if he was a human, but he's not. So that works. And then I have the 4 and the 5 to work with. 4, we're going to build out. And we're going to help out 3. So 4 is going to make it so 3 can connect. And quite honestly, I can't build out past there. Well, 4 can go around though. So the second track will be here. So we'll try getting 2 around the other way to see if we can get them all the way over to... Actually, 2 does get to Atlanta. Cool. So if I get some shares, it'd be nice. But for now, that's just what we have. Playing this a little loose tonight just because, A, it is late, but B, just sort of showing the expansion off. So 6. Turn 6. Xavier doesn't do anything. He passes. Again, 1, 2, 2. Reginald, that sucks. We'll give him an investment. Wow, that sucks. All right, and then that leaves me a 2 and a 1. I do get to do stuff in there. Sanction pass doesn't do anything to the bots. But I don't really want to help them either. So we're going to pass. Final round, or turn. Reginald goes first this time. He builds on the... Actually, he doesn't. He actually gets some shares. What do you know? Reginald gets 2 shares. We're getting close to potential problems there. So Xavier can have a 4. I have to give him the 4. And then that leaves me the 1. And I can't do anything with the 1. So then I have the 4 or the 5. So I can either do a 5 or I can do a 3. 3 is worth doing. I'll operate. So 3 starts here, goes that way, goes through there, can get to Atlanta, can go that way. We're going to keep on going because if I can get, actually Norfolk, New Orleans works, so I have, Norfolk to Atlanta is there. So we're just going to try to keep cutting over. These guys are really taking off this game. So, all right, we got through second round. So let's tally this up. Reginald and I both have the same number of shares for presidency, and company 1. It's only worth $1. So 2 and 2. Southern company 2 can get to 8 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No cities, nothing special. So that cutting him off with 4 actually worked out pretty good. So his rare value is 6. Presidency is 12 without a penalty. Ouch. Reginald is 4 shares. Xavier is 3. I have 2. 2 times 6 is 12. 4 times 12 is 48. Or, excuse me. Whoop, wrong. 2 times 6 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 12 is 36. 6 times 3 is 18. Company 3. I have 4 shares. And Reginald has 2. Xavier has 2. Norfolk to Atlanta for company 3. It did make it eventually because I'm president, so I can count it. Actually, no, it doesn't. Well, no, it counts because it connects. You don't need the service capacity as long as it connects. So, given that, I have 2 plus 3 is 5. And I'm president of 3, and I haven't hit maintenance there, so that's $12. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 32. Yeah, 4 times, yep. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 5 is 10. Company 4. Oh, you know what? Shit. Oops. Forgot it's a family channel. That said, I forgot about rusting the engines. Nuts. Oh, that stinks. All right. Let's do this over. At least for 2 and 3. Company 1 stays the same. Company 2. So, back here. 4 for Reginald. 2 for me. 3 for Xavier. They still only got the 6. I have to erase that one. That's a bummer. So, 12. 2 times 6 is 12. 4 times 6 is 24. Plus 12 is 36. 3 times 6 is 18. All right. They didn't get their destination. Norfolk to Atlanta did. However, they only can get to 1 destination. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Presidency is still 12. So it didn't change much, but 4, 2, 2. My total is 28. Reginald gets 8. Xavier gets 8. Company 4. I am president of that, so that the black share ends up coming. It only has a 1. Hasn't made it to New Orleans, so it is still worth nothing. However, I still get to be the president of that place, so it's worth stuff for me. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 shares, but I was first. Xavier is 3. Reginald is 2. They get nothing. Let's see here. Louisville and Nashville, company 5 is 2. I have 1. The black share doesn't impact them. They still haven't really built that out, but they still get the presidency on it. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 4 is 8. And then finally, Reginald is here. Xavier is here. So Reginald's 3. Xavier has 1. Illinois Central can definitely get to its main area. That kind of sucks. 3, 4, 5, 6. Presidency of 4. 3 times 6 is 18. Plus 4 is 22. 1 times 6 is 6. Total for me, 2, 14, 42, 54, 56. Not too bad. 2, 38, 46, 58. Still edging me out. 18, 26, 34, 40. So Xavier is trailing. I'm pretty close to Reginald. I'm not sure how long that's going to keep on going, but we're still in this one. So that is round 2. We scored it. We'll do the maintenance now. Company 3. Wow, trains are really going slow this time. Wondering if I'm doing this right, but I think I am. So they're going to pick up the next train because they are bot owned. So they get the 4. Company 2 is finally going to start building north. Company 3 is owned by me, so they don't get a boost. Company 4 is owned by me. They don't get a boost. Company 5 is owned by Xavier. They have an engine that's going to rust, so they get the next one. They're going to build a 2, so he's going to get to Atlanta probably. And then Illinois Central also has trains that are going to rust. They get a 4. 4. They can continue to build. They can either go this way. Yeah, they have to go that way. They're not going to go south. They could either go this way or that way. And I don't really want to have them help 5 out. Well, no, I don't want to have them help 5, so we're going to go there. So there we go. Round 2. Tough map. It's just low scoring, and there's a lot to think about. So definitely not the easier Rust and Revenue map. Definitely more going on than some of the other ones in the pack. So stick around for round 3 in the next video. If you're done, it's okay. Totally get it. And see you later. See you a little bit later on. So thank you.